Today is May 9th at 6:37 p.m. and this is the meeting of the Hanson Recreation Committee at Camp Kawani. First order of business, I'm going to go a little bit off a minute. Just reminding everybody about the Robert's Rules and Open Meeting Law. Every comment or question needs to go through the chair to people out in the audience, and then same thing with the people in the audience needs to go through the chair. Not that I want that responsibility, but that's apparently the way it works. So if you want to be recognized for any reason, just raise your hand so we can go through the, people are going to be, people who've been watching meetings and things like that, so we just want to make sure that it's, professional and it should be. So that being said, does anybody have any questions about that? No? Cool. Okay, first order of business is the approval of minutes from April 25th, 2022. Did everybody get a chance to look over the minutes for the April meeting? Okay, do I have a motion to accept the minutes from April 25th, 2022?
Motion to accept minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Awesome, thank you. First order of new business is discussion of fiscal year 2022-2023 budget. So we have two budget items that got handed out. We have the fiscal year 22, which is the current state that we're at right now in camp as of, I believe this is today, as of today. Awesome, thank you, Dory. So a couple of things from town meeting, just to update that. We got a couple articles directly affected us. One of them was the $40,000 in free cash that we got, or I'm sorry, not free cash, but from another funding source that we got. That is to supplement this year's budget. That is included in these budget numbers here, so we have that. We still have to be mindful of the hours that we're spending until the end of the year, because this fiscal year goes until June 30th. So we got roughly another 2 months. We also are in a good place now, so we don't have to worry about the shutdown or anything like that we're talking about. Another article at the town meeting was to approve our fiscal year 23 budget. They pushed off the $60,000 worth of free cash until the October special town meeting. We are fine with that as long as we get that appropriated at the special town meeting that's there. Does anybody have any comments on those 2 points? Yep.
So the 40,000 that we have will get us through and keeping the caretaker hours and all that, right? Like as we are right now.
Get us through June 30th.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still going to be on the same hours,
Same
same
schedule.
schedule, same basis that we are right now until June 30th of this year. So, any other questions about those 2 things? No, great. So the other article that was affected by us at the town meeting was changing our quorum count. So it was approved at town meeting that we're going to be a 5-person commission as of July 1st, not a 7-person commission. That does a couple things to our teams. So our teams can now only be 2 people, not be 3. So we'll have to reorganize those teams to be different. Up until June 30th, we can continue to meet as 3 people as our quorum is still 4. But just make sure that after that, we only have 2 people. We'll be reorganizing the teams on that first meeting that we come back from in July as well. So, any questions about that? Awesome. And then another one was everything has to be visual and audio recorded. So we don't have an issue with that since it already happened as well. Okay. Is there any more discussion about the fiscal year 22-23 budget? Awesome. Okay, move on to the next item. Discussion on the event coordinator and facilities manager position. So I would like to get the process going to hire these positions effective July 1st of 2022 for the new fiscal year. I'm looking for input about which of these positions we should hire for. Any discussion on it? Melissa?
Do we have job descriptions? We have them, right?
We do, yep. And they've gotten approved by the waiting person.
Okay.
I can have those, we can get those, we can send those.
I can send them out.
So I guess I'm looking for discussion about which of these positions do we want to hire? Do we want to hire both of them? And I don't know if we would really discuss what rate we want to hire in the directory.
Maybe not at this juncture.
Not at this juncture. We just want to see if we can put them out to get applicants.
And probably do a range, because there is a range, the positions will vote at a town meeting with a range, so I would suggest using that range.
Okay.
And then as we, fine tune it.
Can you send me the ranges, Dory?
Sure.
Because I can, if you want me,
I
Yeah,
believe they were 14 to 20 dollars an hour.
yeah, yeah, I'll send that to you, Melissa.
yeah, and I can start, if you want to start advertising, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I would want to get these posted and ready to go by the new fiscal year, if that's the will of the commission to do that. So is there any discussion on those two positions? Does anybody want to make a motion to post them and accept applicants for them? I mean, there is a little concern on the budget side, the $60,000 worth of free cash. If you look at this Excel sheet that we had from the fiscal budget, we funded $22,000, as it shows in the recreation director budget, but that's actually one of the two positions here. If we hired for both of the positions, essentially one of them would come out of the camp staff salary, but it would be the same hours that all the other caretakers would have. So essentially, it wouldn't be any hours, it would just be more of a title responsibility change. And then one of the fully funded positions would be the 19.5 hours at, X number of dollars for the duration of the year. So, Melissa?
So the event coordinator, that is basically working with the brides, right? Is that the summary of it? That's what we decided, right?
Yeah, so from...
They would be the contact person with the person.
Yeah, Dory can correct me if I'm wrong, but I envision we kind of set that position up to be everything A to Z from an event.
Logistics.
Logistics wise.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be necessarily staying at the events and doing things like that, and of course they would if they needed to, but it'd be more of a, scheduling the showings with the caretakers or them, or, collecting the deposits and things like that, and, forwarding off to Dory whatever information she needs to make, that decision as well, so. Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
And the facilities manager is
Yeah.
exactly how the facilities manager sounds like, so, I can get the job description sent out to everybody, we approved them
Yeah.
3 months ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you have them right there, okay.
Yeah.
There was a couple changes I think were made to them from the board of selectmen, but other than that. I would like to at least accept applicants for these two positions, the event coordinator and the facilities manager, and then we can kind of weed it out from there. I mean, we're not going to vote to actually hire that person until a later time.
I should probably state that in the description, right? Like, the job won't start till...
July 1st, yeah.
And I think, now that you mention that, I think there's an internal posting first, so we should probably hold off on
Okay,
that.
yeah, just let me know.
Yeah, I will let you know.
Yeah.
So if there's an internal, yes, okay, so you're talking about not holding back the posting, but holding back a public posting of it until the internal
Typically, it's
posting.
done the internal posting for so many days, and then it goes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, does anybody have a motion to make about that, or any more discussion about that point before we move to the next one?
Good.
No? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve event coordinator and facilities manager positions to go out to, I'm not gonna call it bid, but application.
Internal posting,
Internal
yeah.
posting for a job.
Yep.
Yep.
Second.
Second, okay, all those in favor? Thank you very much. Awesome. Okay, this is the hard-hitting topic. So discussions with holding weddings at the field and possible fee for client providing chairs. So I'll just start with this. I had a discussion with Dory about the bride who wanted to have it out in the field, and the next, and he's like, God, no, please don't. So we have a wedding that's coming up. I think is it in June, Dory?
June 12th.
June 12th. She really wanted to use the field. We have enough chairs to bring down there, enough chairs to have up here already set up. I believe we already told this bride that we could do it, since we've done it in the past. That's before the whole catastrophe of the other wedding that was down there before. So I would, my personal opinion is I would approve it for this wedding, and then anybody else who wants this, write your own chairs and have it down there. We don't really want to be the ones going that many.
I was just gonna ask, do we know how big this wedding is? Like, is it count?
Mr. Chairman, you're not gonna like the answer.
300.
But we don't have the chairs for that.
Go ahead, Dory.
We do. We look at, Renee and I look, we have the brown chairs and the gray chairs. And the wedding benches, they
Oh.
can make the 200.
We're gonna take the ones from the attic down there?
Yep, so we can make that work and then set up the 200 here. It's not ideal at all. However, this happened a year ago when we were offering it, and we offered it to her. This was June 2021. So it can't go back on what I offered. And that was before we had the wedding and realized we're never going to do this. So this will be the last time, but, and their reason for it is the 200 people and their ceremony, and they would be devastated if we didn't do that. Yeah.
Melissa?
Well, I was gonna say, so I know that it'll probably take extra caretakers, right? But we didn't tell her that she had to pay for extra caretakers, correct?
We did not. We were offering, at that time, we were offering the field. That, you know, it was before we even did one. Then we did one and we said, bad idea.
Because I was gonna say, we could, you know, throw more caretakers at it and try to help the setup, you know?
I mean, we have to.
And Roger actually offered his truck, his pickup truck, so we don't have to use the gator to bring the red benches down and the chairs, and that would be a big help.
Okay, so would it be, I mean, I can't really charge her for it.
No, because we offered it, we were offering it then.
But I mean, can we, well, how much are we getting for the wedding? The normal 5,000?
Yeah, it was before the increase, yeah. Yeah, but
How many caretakers would you need to feel more comfortable? Total?
Can I do the math in my head?
Yep.
We had everyone work the last one pretty much.
yeah.
Because it was also like, is it gonna rain, is it not gonna rain? So we like waited to figure it all out. Now we're gonna have to get everything down to the attic, get everything on, either it could be a truck or the trailer. We're gonna have to break it all down post-wedding, get it out of the fields, while also still manning up here. Just come back to me. You
Okay.
stare at me, I won't do it.
I mean, this bride should also know that, you know, if weather's gonna be, like, she needs to give us like, we're gonna leave the weather up to her. If she feels
Totally.
comfortable, we'll
Yeah.
call her 2 days in advance and be like, you wanna still have it down in the field, yes or no? And then we can kinda go from there, so we know, I mean, I'm not gonna say always rains.
She's aware of the weather and she's aware of the destruction on the field. She's aware of all of it. I said, we can't guarantee that the Friday night before your wedding, somebody's gonna come down and tear up the field.
She doesn't care.
So, if it's any consolation, they're very nice people. Very nice people. And they just are so, they would be heartbroken. And I offered it to them, so.
Okay.
That was a year ago. I
Maddie?
wouldn't be doing that again.
I'd say 7 to be safe. 4 people to get everything down there and have to break it all back down and bring it out. 1 middler to finish out the ceremony and 2 closers to end the night.
Can we just do that? Can we just
Yeah,
schedule it?
absolutely.
That number?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one
Done.
event.
Yep,
I feel like.
and it's 200
If
people.
you go, I mean, if you don't agree, Frank, but.
Yeah.
Full-blown caretakers.
So, hold on, sorry, Matt.
No, you're right.
So, it's just a Saturday event, is there, and so it's Saturday, and then you want 7 caretakers for it. How are we gonna get the stuff back in? Like, are we gonna go through the corner over there? Because they're gonna be up here while we're breaking down there and bring it back in here.
Well, because they're not going to be doing anything in the library, we could go through the library to get up to the attic. That's why I think 4 people to be here for the entire opening and breakdown of the ceremony, because we're going to have to carry everything back up to the attic. But they won't be in the library or really too much on the deck, because their whole setup will be in here and they won't have their ceremony out there, so there'll be no setup in that room.
Okay, I would just, I mean, in my personal opinion, I would just make the bride aware that we're gonna have to bring it back up and do so, like, I don't know if they have pictures or stuff like that, but be a part of the stipulation have it down there is we have to bring the stuff through the library back upstairs when we break it down, so if you see people back there like working, then not to be,
Yeah.
you know, frustrated about it. Jen?
Right.
I would have a comment. There are branches, like you said, up in the attic. There are some back here, there are some in the pavilion. And I believe last year when the bride did her wedding down in the field, we did use that side door. We loaded it up and we kind of kept everybody out of that area because we were moving. We had like these kind of chairs, so we just had all the racks. We were just like unloading them from the gator and the trailer and onto the things and then bringing them back in here.
Okay, so this is gonna be a 2-part discussion, I guess. So the first part would be that this particular event and that, so is there any other discussion on this particular event in the field setup? No? Good, okay, so I'll entertain a motion to approve use of the field for this particular event on June
June 12th.
12th. Miley's like, please don't do it.
That's what I just need.
Please don't do it. Do I have a motion for that?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Okay,
Yeah.
do I have a second?
Second.
Second, awesome. And all those in favor? Okay, now the second part of the discussion is what are we gonna do about requesting this in the future? I personally like the idea of rent your own chairs, put them down there, and you're responsible for them, so kind of brings us out of the picture. Does anybody have any other points, any other discussion about that? Go ahead, Sheila.
I would just suggest that maybe we, you know, do a little pre-planning on our end and maybe get a couple of local vendors that we do know that to rent them, and then we can just kind of offer that, like, this is what we've done in the past, and maybe if you want to look at, you know, so we're not just like, oh, you're all on your own,
Yeah.
like, here's a few places that, you know, we offer,
Yeah.
that you could go to, and then let it be theirs.
Okay, awesome. Melissa?
I don't think we can do that.
We're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not
We're
supposed
not
to
supposed to
recommend.
suggest vendors.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, I thought it was a great idea. so-
It is a great idea. But we
It's an excellent
can't,
idea.
we can't, like, that's the thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Logic would tell us that would be a good idea for everybody, but okay.
You know, it can be mentioned, you know, a couple name, you know, it can be conversation.
Yeah.
So they're not just
I
like,
mean, chances are they could probably talk to the caterer. Sheila?
All right, so I take that all back, and I will agree with what you said, just tell them to do it on their own.
Okay, okay. And-
I think that's the best bet.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do we need to? I think that's the best. That's the best bet. Should we do a separate rental fee for the field?
I don't think we can.
Because it's public land technically,
yeah.
right?
I wouldn't want
Yeah.
to step in that.
And then, so what happens if they do damage the field or something?
we're insured, yeah.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
We're insured.
They will still have a deposit from them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sheila?
Will we be in charge of like any sort of preparation down there? If they're gonna be using that area and they want the grass mowed to a certain height or things, nothing, it's just like, this is what it looks like, have at it? What if we start getting all kinds of bizarre requests, you know?
Okay, Roger, go ahead.
The field will be mowed, as it has in the past, on Howard Gun, usually once a week. So the mowing is not going to be an issue.
I'm under the impression that we give them that option, but it's not in our contract that we have to do anything with it. We can say, that's public land, you can, but we don't control, we're not gonna, if you want it to be half-inch thick, we're not gonna do that, it's just not gonna happen. So, I would say, if you wanna use it, that's all you, we're not gonna do anything with that. That's my opinion, I think that should be kind of a policy that we set in place for it, say, if you wanna use it, public land. Go ahead, Melissa.
What happens if, because technically it is public, so is it our property? Is it the town's property?
Mhm.
So is it, we're covered under our insurance, like what if someone got hurt down there?
Mhm.
It would still be okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think it'd be the same situation anyways. With
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be different.
Yeah.
Yep, Sheila?
No, I just feel like with each wedding down there is gonna become a whole slew of requests for like how people wanna decorate things and do stuff, like they're gonna come at, can we hang lights, can we do this, can we, where do we start and end? Is it just chairs and a ceremony down there, or is it just free, like, yeah, you can do whatever you want type thing?
I would think of it as the latter, probably, because if we're not charging a fee for it, we have no upkeep to, my thought is if they go down there and hang Christmas lights, right, they don't pick it up. If we're gonna have to charge somebody, or we're gonna have to pay somebody to go in there and clean up after their mess that they left there, then we're just gonna keep the security deposit.
Okay.
I was gonna say that we should just put something in the contract that says everything must be cleaned up, or
Yeah.
the security deposit.
Yeah, like the field is free for use, but, if you do not leave it in the same state that you came in, then we will charge you according to the security deposit. Any other discussion from anybody? No? No? Okay. Okay, I will entertain a motion to, you know what, I'll just make it easier. I can make the motions, right, Dory?
No,
Oh, jeez.
sorry, no, only as chair to step down if there was a reason for it. But you would entertain a motion every
Wait, so
time,
as chair, I can step down if there was a reason for it?
only if there was a reason
I
for it,
didn't
if there wasn't
I didn't know I
enough
could do
people to
that.
make a
Anyway,
motion.
so,
But
so-
you could entertain a motion.
I'll entertain a motion to have weddings in the fields at the
Yeah.
renter's discretion. I don't know how to word that properly. I'll make a motion to, entertain a motion to approve weddings at the field at the renter's
Being responsible.
spot, right at their responsibility. Thank you.
So moved.
So moved, okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, all those in favor? Thank you, that was a tough one to get through.
Well,
I'm going to table discussion on camp employee policies and procedures until Audrey comes back, because she already has that worked up, so we'll book that. Upcoming events for May 2022. So, where was that paper? I had it here 2 seconds ago. Okay. Okay, so, does anybody have any concerns about the events that are in May of 2022? I can't see anything yet. Okay. Is that a Lenten? Is that
Which one is that?
the 27th, the state rep family cookout?
yeah, it's a family cookout, he's rented the lodge.
Oh, okay, so it's not like it's his political.
Nothing political.
Okay,
strictly
okay. I
family.
just didn't know if we could do that or not.
Yeah, he just happens to be the state rep, but yeah,
Okay,
family.
I learned how to put it in there. It's great.
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay. Any discussion or anything? We'll go on to the next topic. Okay, a discussion of the survey that Melissa did. How many months ago now? 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
About 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So, do you want to take over that discussion?
Yeah, so I actually, it's very difficult. I did it in Google Forms. It's hard to like print, but I can make copies of this and send it out later. But, so we got some good responses. The first question was, please select a program, sport, class, or leisure activity that you or anyone else has participated in. So it was kind of like, what do you already do? You know, what do you do for leisure activities? We got 50 responses, says walking, hiking. Second was canoeing, kayaking, and the third was arts and crafts. And then there was like a mixture all the way down, but mostly walking and hiking in the last, 12 months. And then the second question was, would you or members of your household be interested or participate in any of the following events? The number one answer was holiday seasonal events, so like the Halloween thing, and was Halloween and like the Winter Wonderland. Music in the parks. I thought that was an interesting response. And then outdoor movies. Those were the top 3. People also responded parent-child events, 5K, run or walk, art and cultural events. So that was that. And then top 3 most criteria you would identify being as most important in your household, affordable value, so to be affordable, the quality of the program, and then convenience of location. Those are the top 3. And then how do you want to know about these things? Social media was number 1, email and website were second, and then there was a bunch of like open-ended questions, and I'll send these to you because people had a lot of comments, which was actually really good. They had some really good things like a family day, Hanson Day carnival, free swim lessons, summer programs for kids, like lots of good stuff. Nature walks. So, yeah, so we got some really good responses.
Awesome.
I'll send this to you guys and we can kind of.
Yeah, can you send Dory the forms link so everybody can just look at everything?
Oh, yeah, that's easier too.
Yeah.
It's hard to find this stuff.
Yeah, it was hard. Yeah, I looked at it too, and there was a lot of good.
Yeah,
responses.
okay, yeah. Okay, oh,
Awesome. Okay, any more discussion on the survey? That's like, I think that's, what is it, the first or second time we've done that before?
I did a survey probably like 2 or 3 years ago, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of great responses from
Yeah,
that.
we did.
Okay, cool. So that, I'm gonna, I don't know if I should put this on the old business or old tarps on the code. Yeah, I'll do it on the old business. So, we need to put out, and, I'm sorry, I did not add to the agenda, we need to put out an RFP for landscaping, for the cove,
For the code.
for the cove, and then we need to approve that here, make a motion to do that.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, so, I want to put out a bid for the cove to skip landscaping designs, so we can start working with CPC and the Conservation Committee about what we can do.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully sometime around, September, we can do that, if the funds are available, to do it. So, does anybody have any discussion on that, putting on that RFP, getting some bids and design back? No? Okay, last time this commission tried landscaping design was swimming, so hopefully.
It was like 6 months.
6 months, the world's longest landscaping design.
So, I said one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So is it, the landscaping this is when we remove this thing, does this include the removal of the sand, or is it after we remove
It
the
is.
sand and then?
It is everything.
So
I would like personally to have the landscape go through the whole beach and say, how can I make this, we'll tell them the issues that we have with the beach, the erosion, the wasps, everything like that, and then come up with a comprehensive design on how they would go ahead and do that. And then from there, we can go ahead and pick, we don't need, mahogany picnic benches out there, right? Mahogany is fine, things like that, so. Okay, so, I'll entertain a motion to, put out an RFP for the landscaping in the cove.
So moved.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Awesome, fantastic. Team reports, does anybody have any team reports? Melissa?
No, we finished up the STEAM classes that we did. We did a set three STEAM with STEAM up. It was awesome. It was so great. We had a younger class, and then we had an older class. It was probably like 9 or 10 in the younger class, and then I think a little bit less than that. Like, how many were in the second group? It was probably like 8 in our age group. Yeah, it was like 8 or 9 maybe. Yeah, 5 or 6. And so, it was awesome. I went to the second 2. And they are looking to do another program. They're going to do another program with the older kids. I think it's like 4th grade through 8th grade, with Legos. And so I think they're going to try to do like just, instead of the 3, package of 3, they're going to do 1 class. And Dory, I think I asked you what dates already.
For
Maybe,
STEAM?
maybe not for STEAM.
Not for
Okay.
STEAM.
Okay, with you. They're looking to do something in June at night, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Any other?
Oh, and then, sorry, they filmed at the last one, so we got some good, they interviewed them, so we can use it as like a marketing. He went on the walk, he walked down with the kids and got some really good film, so.
Yeah, they're really great, and they want to be involved in more
Yeah.
stuff, so they just,
Yeah.
as long as we keep them up to date, they'll come to most things as long as they can.
Yeah.
And they get things up pretty quick, so
Yeah.
it should be up soon if it's not our priority.
Yeah, and they put microphones on them and
Yeah.
they were able to get good action shots, so, and the kids got in the water, it was kind of, it's funny, they're at the cove, but, yeah, it's good.
Okay, great. So I would like to create, I spoke about this last meeting, but I'll actually make it official this time. I want to create a budget team. I know Audrey sent an email today saying that she was interested in the budget team. I'm obviously interested in the budget team. Does anybody else have any interest in the budget team? No? Okay. So, I'll entertain a motion to create a new team called the budget team that focuses on budgets, numbers, town meeting.
So moved.
budgets, and budgets. Do I have a second to that?
Second.
Okay, awesome. So, all those in favor? Awesome, thank you. Okay, so I will put the members of that team to be me and Audrey. Change it back. So, awesome. And so just for everybody's aware, that budget team will be obviously on budget, but hopefully working with Dory and working with the FinCom committee of the town and the town accountant to kind of make it so that next year we have a very robust budget, so we don't have to ask the town for money. So we're gonna be working on that. If anybody has any suggestions when you go through the budget, it doesn't mean you can't make up suggestions, it just means, we're the ones that will take the heat for it. So, if anybody has any suggestions about the budget at any point in time, please let me know anyway, and we can go from there. Okay, any else team reports there? Departmental update, Dory?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So tree removal, so we solicited quotes for the tree removal, and we received 2 quotes. One, the third request, they did not respond. And the one was very high, one very low, so the lowest responsive bid that we received back is Hanson Tree out of Abington. So we can go ahead with them and get that tree taken down, first step. And then the second step is the cabin replacement. So I don't know if anybody had any questions on the tree removal?
That's just that one.
Just that one tree.
Two.
Oh, there's 2, yes, you're right.
What was the price for the tree removal, Dory?
It was for Hanson Tree, it was $1,400. And the other quote that we received was $2,900. Yeah,
I would imagine one of them's gonna use a crane and one of them won't.
right.
Both of them were supposed to use a crane, but the one that was high priced, he wanted to clear a few other trees out of the way so he'd get to that tree, which we don't want other trees taken down, we just want those principal trees taken.
Right.
And the other one had no problem at all, he said, I can come in, get in there, crane them out.
Okay, awesome.
So we can go ahead with that.
Okay, anybody have questions about the tree removal? Does anybody need me to point out which trees are going their way? I mean, there's the 2 dead ones over by the cabin, so. Or the one that used to have a cabin.
Isn't it the one that, like, splits it?
That's one tree, and
Okay.
the other one is the one that's leaning over the building over here. That, when the electrician was here, we had a machine, we were able to trim some of it, got it off the building, but I can't drop that tree without causing more damage, so we're gonna do the 2 together.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the bid from Hanson Tree?
Hanson Tree.
Hanson Tree, do I have a motion to approve the bid from Hanson Tree for the tree removals? Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Awesome, okay.
Excellent, thank you. The next one is the cabin replacement. So our lowest, we did the same thing, we solicited quotes, and our lowest was Eagle Build and Remodel, who did our roof and all the patching. It was fantastic. And they came in just shy of the insurance money that we had for it. So it's perfect.
Okay.
They'll be able to come in and replace that.
What's the amount of that?
The amount of that was $39,865.
Okay, and what do we have for insurance money?
$41,850.
Okay.
So we may be able to make it electric. And then this also comes with a large door for handicap accessibility in the front.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so it can be handicap accessible and electric at the same time.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
that worked out amazing.
Okay. Did we get any other bids, or was that the only one for the cabin?
That was the only one. The other company didn't have time to do it, and the third one did not respond.
And he said that he can get it done before October.
He knows the time frame. Yes, oh yes, that'll be done before October.
Melissa?
How, did he say how long it would take?
I don't know specifically.
Because I'm just worried about if there's people camping in that.
Yeah.
What's the ramifications of like construction equipment and,
Right.
if people are gonna be camping over there or
Right.
events over there.
I know they work during the week.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be this long.
Roger?
The initial is gonna be the hardest part, because you're gonna have to dig like a foundation to
Right.
put the cement pillars in, that's gonna be a requirement by the building inspector.
Right.
So they have to sink those in 4 feet. So they'll have to dig that all out, so it will look real bad then. But
Yeah.
during construction, it should be a Monday through Friday type thing. If we have an activity going on, I'm sure Steve will work with us.
We could just caution tape it.
Yes.
Make sure you have. Okay.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the bid from Eagle Construction?
Eagle, yeah.
Eagle Construction for rebuilding the cabin.
So moved.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Awesome, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Floor polishing. So Steve Ayers, who has done the floors before, coordinating his schedule with ours, we're able to get him in June 21st through June 23rd. It's a Tuesday through a Thursday. We don't have any events going on here. His schedule is cleared.
Okay.
So 3 days are perfect. He said 2 days to really do the floors hours in one day to let it sit.
Okay.
So that'll be perfect. He can come in then, we coordinated dates, so we're all set to move ahead with that.
Awesome. Did we already approve the money for that, or how much is the quotes for that?
Yeah, he quoted, it's gonna be about 2,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did we already approve that? Or
We haven't approved, yeah, you can approve it, and now I don't have anything in writing yet, but, yeah, if you can approve it, and I'll be sending you something in writing.
Okay. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the floor polishing for $2,000.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Second.
All those in favor? Awesome.
Okay, and then thank you. And the kitchen update, so this is with Yankee Sprinkler, and we're waiting on a card. It's called a control head and a tank. I have no idea what that means, but, but that's what it is, so I sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. But the ship date is May 23rd. It gets keep postponed because of COVID, but he feels confident of May 23rd, so it comes in May 23rd, and then we get it going, which is great. That's the final step, to have that kitchen to actually hook up that 10 burner stove.
Can we, like, when it's all, like, we'll just all stand around and watch it go on?
It'll be a big celebration. Everybody in their own spot, BYOP, 10 people can cook up on.
It's been years.
Level bond.
It's been years.
Okay. Awesome. That's good.
Yeah, so we're moving ahead on that. Tax on the Cove, thank you to Jen and to Jack, who on Friday put all, per request, put all tax on the Cove. The wind has done some play with it a little bit, so they're gonna come back out this week and, you know, reconfigure. But the taps are in place,
Awesome.
sort of. They were in place on Friday.
Yeah, when we
Thank
left at 12 o'clock, at 4 o'clock, they were all in place.
They were looking
They
good.
were held down by like wood and cement blocks and paver and.
Nice job.
Thank you. Okay.
And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Awesome. Okay, next item on the agenda is the caretaker report. Maddie?
You know, way faster than
Speech
expected.
ready.
I had just really small. The bar had asked me at the event that we were at this weekend if we could start putting a liquor license in the bar for them. They said it's going to help with their times and things like that, because it says officially like what time things are starting and stuff. That wasn't from the bartender. I guess that was from like he's delivering a message from his person, and just asked if we could start putting those into the bar. And I guess they used to be posted. That's what he said back in the day. So that's just something he asked that I said I would reiterate. And then the other thing I realized may end up being a problem, but I didn't realize until this weekend, was these 5-hour events. I didn't realize that we're so used to doing 4 hours of the 2-hour setup that it's always been, we are here in advance. The bar will always come 2 hours before the event starts. But with these 5-hour events, I've only been scheduling this 1 hour because we were slim on hours. But it's all going to be dependent on what the venue tells the bar their starting time is. So like some people are budgeting in, like let's say we had an 11 to 4. Their event didn't start until 12. So we were scheduled here at 10. So we were here 2 hours before, so the bar was here for the 2-hour setup. But if they had planned on starting their event at 11 o'clock, we would have only been here at 10 o'clock. The bar would have been waiting for an hour outside. So like, I don't know how, this popped in my head when we were doing this. We've managed to miss it every time because they must be budgeting their own extra setup time in. But I'm just wondering if we can start maybe asking the parties what time their official setup time is, or at least what time they're telling the bar, so that I know for scheduling, I don't have to worry about the bar waiting for an hour because I didn't know that they had told the bar what time because we don't know what time their party's starting. All we get is the 5 hours and I'm scheduling for that. I didn't think about the fact that like, if they have a bar, it's always gonna come 2 hours before, that's their norm.
Okay.
Just if they, it was just a new thing that I popped in my head this weekend. And then the last thing is if we have had any updates on the hiring, because I know we had like 3 applicants. If we've talked to them or anything like that, or anything from town hall.
Go ahead, Dory.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, we were waiting for town meeting to see if we had any money to actually do the hiring. So we are going to, I spoke with the town administrator today and Mr. Chairman today, and we're going to set up interviews for the event caretakers and also post for the events coordinator and the facilities manager.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that like tomorrow.
Nice.
Hopefully we'll get them, as soon as possible. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all contingent on that time
Yeah.
that we needed, so.
Yeah, I was just thinking, because I had the weddings are starting soon, so
Yeah.
I hadn't started scheduling them, because I wanted to think about if we're hiring new people, put them in the training positions, then have to like stretch all of us out to fill up those slots. So that's what I was just thinking, I was gonna pause and wait a tiny bit into the June weddings to hope that maybe we can start scheduling them in if we hire any new people. At least we can cover May for now, because they're gonna start like end of May. But that's it for me.
Okay. Roger?
Just two things. One, maybe I don't even have to discuss here. The bartender, Steve asked me if I could cut a hole in the bar where that silver pot is for the ice. They have a different basin that they can put in there and insert it into the counter. Is it all right for me to cut that if he gives me the right dimensions?
There's already a hole there.
Yeah.
Oh, there
That-
is
that
already.
makes a difference.
There's
Yeah.
already just one thing,
Just a
just one
different size.
bigger hole, okay.
Yeah.
It was like a brand new hole.
They sit their thing like in it, and
Right.
I think, I didn't realize that, yeah, it's just to make it a different size, so there's already.
Instead of being above counter, it would actually down at the surface of it, like a sink.
Okay, okay. Is there any discussion on that? No? Okay. I will entertain a motion to.
Do we have to, do we have to do that? We have to motion?
We need a motion.
You okay? Yeah, no, you can, yeah, I mean,
Just make it,
everybody's,
right?
everybody's coming.
I just didn't want to do it on my own, that's all.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Cut holes and stuff like that. Yeah, no, yeah, that's fine.
And the second thing, like I promised last week, I was gonna take her to wood stove at the Frontier. I did that this morning. Gave a couple pictures to the building inspector. Went up there, talked to him, and he approved it today, so that's ready to go.
Awesome.
So once the fire danger comes down, I'll light a fire up there just to make sure it works fine.
Okay, awesome.
But right now, we're in an extremely high dangerous fire time, and I don't want to add to it.
That's good, yeah, thank you for that.
I just want to say on a positive note too, that was perfect timing because we have the scouts coming in Friday and Saturday night, and they're renting the north end and the Frontier.
Awesome,
So this will be the first time that that stove has been lit.
Yeah.
That's great.
awesome, yeah, that's good.
They were excited about that, yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
I
thank
just
you,
had a
Roger.
thought, no, sorry. Because we got money approved at town meeting, I know we talked about budget earlier, but I was just gonna wait till like we got here. I know you said we're running on this same thing until July, so how does that, because we're gonna have to start being more apt to like cleaning the lodge and cleaning the south end and the north end and things like that, that we're not budgeting for now, because we don't have as many heavy events. So how, we don't have to do it now, but I need to figure out what we can do for scheduling and how we can start scheduling people to do cleaning, things like that. So that we can keep up with those things, because like we haven't even, as far as I know, put the mattresses back in the cabins because cleanup day didn't happen. Normally we would do that cleanup day. Yeah, so like those things, like I'm wondering when hopefully we can start like setting a lodge cleaning day and things like that. 'Cause with 3 weddings a weekend, we're gonna have to maintain this better than we're doing now because there's not much going on. So just don't.
Yeah, so you would schedule for the same cleanings, it's just anything that's extracurricular, like, not extracurricular, but the things that, I'm just gonna sound bad to say, but the people who have been on the minimum hours for the last X number of months that don't need to work those events or do those cleanings will be on those same amount of hours, right? And I mean, we should have it as, if you need to clean lodge, you need to clean lodge. People need to come in for the rentals because it's a contract agreement for the rentals, we need the lodge clean. Just anything that's like extraneous, that's past the 3 hours that people have been getting, I just wouldn't do it if it's outside of the rental agreement. So like keep it to the rental agreement, anything that has to do with the rental agreement, like if beds need to be put in the north and south end because somebody rented it, then we'll make the time for that, but if, I'm just gonna use an example, if they don't need to be out there until June 30th, then just don't do it. Right, and then anything that has to do with like a direct contract with somebody renting the hall or the lodge or the camp, that will be done. So whatever you need to do that, you can still do that, just anything extra would not be done. So like scraping the bladder out of the pond.
Right.
We don't need to schedule for that right now, right? So, but like, cleaning the lodge for 3 hours, the Thursday before a wedding on Friday, like, we have to do that, so you can schedule that, just say extracurricular activity.
Okay.
So, any other discussion on that one? No? Okay. Jenny, do you have anything?
No,
Okay.
it's okay.
Okay. What else? I think that was it. I think that's all we got. Good Lord. Oh, go ahead.
Just one, the gator, has that been serviced?
The gator, from my understanding, has been resolved.
The gator was serviced?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, has started, and it works fine.
Great.
Oh, so that reminds me, the power equipment that we were gonna buy, the chainsaw, I'm assuming we don't need the chainsaw anymore, because the trees are already down, right?
Trees are down. I think we can survive without that 20-inch chainsaw at this time.
Okay, can we survive until, July 1st without the power washer?
If we have to, that's fine.
Okay, and did we get a quote on the power washer? That was.
We did.
We did a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget offhand what it was. Now, it wasn't a lot of money.
Around
Well, it wasn't first.
around 500, I think the second one was.
500, yeah, and a second blade, yeah.
I know that with we definitely do need a power washer, but I'll put that on the next agenda so we can approve that purchase, because it's not here right now, so, and we can discuss it then. Okay, so next meeting date is, let's see, 23rd. I will not be here on the 23rd, I'm going on vacation, so we can do, yeah, I will not be here the 23rd, so Audrey can run that meeting that we have there. And then the one after that would be June 6th is what we have. So the 23rd and June 6th. Does that work for everybody? Awesome.
So it was the 23rd, yeah, and the 6th.
Okay. Okay, is there anything else that anybody needs before we adjourn? No? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. So moved, thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Awesome, thank you. Love it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.